Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's devotion for March 17th. Today's devotion is titled Before You Even Ask, and the Bible reading is from Isaiah chapter 65, verses 17 to 25. Look, I am creating new heavens and a new earth, and no one will even think about the old ones anymore. Be glad, rejoice forever in my creation. And look, I will create Jerusalem as a place of happiness. Her people will be a source of joy. I will rejoice over Jerusalem and delight in my people. And the sound of weeping and crying will be heard in it no more. No longer will babies die when only a few days old. No longer will adults die before they have lived a full life. No longer will people be considered old at 100. Only the cursed will die that young. In those days, people will live in the houses they built and eat the fruit of their own vineyards. Unlike the past, invaders will not take their houses and confiscate their vineyards. For my people will live as long as trees, and my chosen ones will have time to enjoy their hard-won grains. They will not work in vain, and their children will not be doomed to misfortune. For they are people blessed by the Lord, and their children too will be blessed. I will answer them before they even call to me. While they are still talking about their needs, I will go ahead and answer their prayers. The wolf and the lamb will feed together. The lion will eat hay like a cow, but the snakes will eat dust. In those days, no one will be hurt or destroyed on my holy mountain. I, the Lord, have spoken. My friends Robert and Colleen have experienced a healthy marriage for decades, and I love watching them interact. One will pass the butter to the other at dinner before even being asked for it. My throat's dry. The other will refill a glass at the perfect moment. When they tell stories, they finish each other's sentences. Sometimes it seems they can read each other's mind. It's comforting that God knows and cares for us even more than any person we know and love. When the prophet Isaiah describes the relationship between God and his people in the coming kingdom, he describes a tender, intimate relationship. God says about his people, "Before they call, I will answer. While they are still speaking, I will hear." But how can this be true? There are things I've prayed about for years without receiving a response. I believe that as we grow in intimacy with God, aligning our hearts with His, we can learn to trust in His timing and care. We can begin to desire what God desires. When we pray, we ask for, among other things, the things that are part of God's kingdom, as described in Isaiah 65. An end to sorrow, safe homes and full bellies, and meaningful work for all people. Peace in the natural world. When God's kingdom comes in its fullness, God will answer these prayers completely. Sorry for the background noise, guys. How might you participate in bringing God's kingdom to earth? What will you ask God for today? Thank you for joining me for today's devotion, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.